Welcome to Synth University.
Hello and welcome back. If you're new to this channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. We've got another great episode today, and this time we're going to be making one of the most classic and recognizable 80s synth sounds, Jump by Van Halen. Now, I know there's a ton of videos about this already on YouTube, but I wanted to make this not only because I think it's an easy and cool sound to make, but also because I'd like to give it to you for free.
Hooray!
So in the description below, you can find a link to my website where you can get a mini 80 synth pack that includes this sound. But we're also going to go ahead and make it here. And like I said before, there are a ton of videos about this, but I'm going to go ahead and do a brief tutorial on how to play the sound. I already have the preset ready to go over here, so first I'll just play through it and then break it down. So that's basically how you play it. Here it is broken down. We're going to start with a low C octave, and after that it's just a lot of triads. So here's our low octave, and then while we're holding that in the right hand, we got a G triad, C triad, F triad, back to G, back to C, and then F triad here. And then we're going to play a C triad in our right hand, F in our left hand, and then C add 2 in our right hand, and G in our left hand. So really slowly. And then the left hand does a little line, really easy. And when we hit this low C, we're also going to play the lick again with our right hand. So it's like. We do that. Then the left hand starts to play eighth notes, and we'll play the exact same thing. And when we get to the last two chords, we will hold them out. And then last but not least, we'll go up here. We'll keep playing the eighth notes with our left hand. And we'll play an F triad, C triad, and then an F, another F in a different version. So that last part. And that's basically how you play Jump. So moving into the sound, I've got it all set up here. This time we're actually going to be using ES2, which is another free synth found in Logic and MainStage. Now, for all the videos in the past, I've used Retro Synth. But for this particular sound, I felt that this synth engine was more fitting. Mainly because this is a sound from the 80s. It's a lot cleaner sounding. And I think that ES2 has a bit more juice for this sort of thing. The original song was recorded on an Oberheim synthesizer, which is a very classic synthesizer for the 80s. And I felt like this kind of gets us a little bit closer to that because of some of the settings that it has. So we're going to go ahead and open up ES2. And to start over, we're going to recall default. And we do that by going up here and pressing recall default. I'll also go ahead and turn these plugins off just so we have the basic sound, which is like this. So first of all, we need to set this up to get us a really fat sound. So we're going to turn the voices all the way up to 16. And we're going to turn on unison mode, which does this. Already starting to thicken things up a little bit. Next, we're going to use 2 oscillators, so we'll turn this third one off. This is kind of like mixing between the oscillators. We're going to keep it relatively the same. I'll just move this down like very slightly. And then to imitate the analog quality of a lot of older synthesizers and the way the oscillators tune together, we're going to turn this up a little bit as well. So now we have this. Getting closer. There really isn't that much to do in general with this synth patch. We're going to turn up the cutoff. And we're going to adjust the type of filter to 24 dB in fat. Then we're going to turn up the chorus all the way to 100, and we're going to put the speed at 12 o'clock. Lastly, the only thing we need to adjust in the amp and filter envelope is we're going to turn the release down. So now we have this. And that's basically the sound inside the synthesizer. The last thing I might do is just turn down the volume of the entire thing a little bit because we're stacking a lot of voices together. This needs to be at 16. We're stacking a lot of voices together and it could cause things to start clipping. So once we're finished with the synthesizer, we'll take a look at the plugins. And one of the other classic 80s characteristics of this sound is reverb. So we're going to use Space Designer. I've got this Space Designer inside the plugin strip because this is a sound that I want to give you. However, you can also put this in a bus. But if we use it inside the channel strip, we're going to take the preset Diffusion Hall, which is under Medium Spaces Hall, 1.6 Diffusion Hall. And then is all we're going to do is we're going to turn up the pre-delay. And we're going to adjust the mix slightly. We're going to make this a little bit less wet. So we have this. Now we're starting to get that decay, that atmosphere for the sound. We're going to add to that a little bit more by adding some tape delay. If I recall, the default is all I'm doing here is I'm changing this to 1/8 note. I'm turning up the feedback. And again, I'm adjusting the output so that it's mainly dry. So now we have this. And that basically gets us there. The last thing I'd like to do, which is optional, is just use some channel EQ to reduce some of the low end so it's not getting in the way of the right hand. And that's basically it. This is a super simple sound to make. It's really powerful, and I think it can be used in a lot of applications beyond just playing this song. And once again, I'm super excited to be giving this to you completely for free. You can find the link down below in the description, and you can download the mini 80s synth pack on my website. Once again, I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Synth University.